Okay, good evening. We'll have to share first my screen. So we'll talk about pregnancy for now. What are the changes in pregnancy? And of course, the updates from the 2024 book of Dr. RBS. Okay. Ayan. So there are maternal adaptations in pregnancy, and this includes, of course, your the things that happens to the mother during pregnancy, and you will note now, manonote nyo talaga na it's very difficult to get pregnant, and of course you should be very healthy, okay, for you to have a healthy pregnancy, and that is a must. Okay, so before you get pregnant, you have to be very sure that you are healthy. Okay, so what are the maternal adaptations during pregnancy? I'm sorry for the delay. So before, the weight of the uterus is 50 grams. Okay, and then in term pregnancy, it's 1,110 grams. And then, of course, the thickness is from 2 cm to 0.5 centimeter. The length is 6.5 to 32 centimeters. The depth is 2.5 to 20 centimeters. The width is 4 cm to 24 centimeters. And the capacity is, of course, 10 ml. I'm sorry for that, to 5,000 ml. And the blood flow, of course, increases up to almost 1,000 ml at the end of pregnancy. As what I've told you before, from pear-shaped to spherical to oval. So what is the length of pregnancy? It's 267 to 280 days, okay? It's from 267 to 280 days, and we have what we call as 9 calendar months and 10 lunar months. So, ma'am, ano yung 10 lunar months? 10 lunar months, or the lunar months is being used, or ano na to, utilized by the Chinese. Okay? Parang siya yung 9 calendar months nila. So that is your 10 lunar months. And the weeks is 40 weeks. Okay? The trimester is 3 trimesters. We have your first, second, and third trimester. So the position of the uterus, okay, it should be, sa amo lang talaga mapapansin at 12 weeks gestation or 3 months. So, 12 weeks, dapat nasa symphysis pubis siya. This is a common board exam question. At 16 weeks, that's a between symphysis and pubis and umbilicus shaft. It's the midway or half. Okay? 20 weeks at the level of the umbilicus. Okay? At the level of the umbilicus. So, pag sinabi natin at the level of the umbilicus, very important na malaman natin. Okay? That this one is being utilized here. Okay? Na parang point of reference natin when we're trying to look at where is the location of the fundus of the uterus. And then pang 24 weeks, 2 finger breadths again above the umbilicus. Okay, tas 20 midway the umbilicus and xiphoid process. At ang pinakamahirap is 36 weeks because at the level of the xiphoid process. So if it is already at the level of the xiphoid process, okay, if it's already at the level of the xiphoid process, so ibig sabihin mas hindi ka na makakahinga, okay? Lalo pag meron ka ng cardio or pulmonary problems. Then 40 weeks, okay, 2 weeks of 2 finger breadths below the umbilicus and drops at 34 weeks. Okay, because of lightening. So dapat nag-lightening siya or bumaba siya para at least yung nanay, okay, is ready na siya para mag-labor. So the cervix, it will have changes. Okay? It will have changes. The cervix, the isthmus of the uterus, and of course, the vagina will have its change in its color. It will become purplish. Okay? It will become purplish, and it will become more. It will become more softer. Okay. So we have here also the Chadwick sign. Okay, we also have here the Chadwick's sign. Pag sinabi natin Chadwick's sign, it is a change in your vagina. Okay? It is a change in your vagina. So magiging mas bluish siya because of the perfusion of blood na meron yung buntis. So Chadwick's sign pag sa vagina, pag sa isthmus of the uterus, ang tawag natin dun is Hegar's sign. At pag nandun naman siya sa may um, ano na to, kung nandun naman siya sa may uh, cervix, ang tawag natin doon ay Goodell's sign. Okay? So this time, the ovaries is no longer being utilized as what I've mentioned. Okay, the ovaries is only active. Okay, the ovaries is only active when um, the mother is not yet pregnant. Okay, the breast, of course, will increase in its vascularity for the preparation of a breastfeeding. We have here, the colostrum. Do not forget the colostrum. It's in the board exam, but it's the first milk of the baby. It is slightly yellow. It is slightly yellow, and of course, it is rich in antibodies, and it will prevent diseases to the baby later on. Again, ano yung mga changes natin? We have the vagina, the Chadwick's sign. We have the cervix, the Goodell's sign. And we have the uterus or the isthmus of the uterus with the Higar's sign. Lahat yun, Chadwick's, Goodell's, and Higar's sign are changes, particularly in your vagina, cervix, and uterus, a change in color, change in consistency for the preparation of labor and delivery via normal spontaneous delivery. So what is the main change in your cardiovascular system? In your cardiovascular system, of course, there is a change in your plasma, okay? In your plasma, it will increase from 50 to 75%, okay? It will increase from 50 to 75%. It will increase from 50 to 75%. And of course, this one is the reason why there is also increased vascularity and increase in the blood supply of the mother. Another one, you have here the increased RBC and hemoglobin. The increased RBC and hemoglobin is amounting to 15 to 33%. Okay, it is amounting to 15 to 33%. So the increase in plasma, again, the increase in plasma is 50 to 75%. Okay, 50 to 75%. It outweighs actually the increase in RBC and hemoglobin that's only 13. Oh, sorry, that is 15 to 33%. 15 to 33%. There is also an increase in clotting factors which may predispose the woman to develop um, deep vein thrombosis, your disseminated intravascular coagulation that will be discussed later. Okay, the increase in blood volume will now make it harder for the woman to go through a pregnancy. And because of the increase in plasma and cardiac volume, there is also increased cardiac workload, and this is probably be the one causing slight enlargement of the heart. Okay, and aside from the slight enlargement of the heart, it will be now displaced to the left. Okay, it will now be displaced to the left. So we have here slight cardiac enlargement, slight cardiac enlargement. Okay, then we have here the splitting third sound. The splitting third sound, okay, yan yung dahilan kung bakit pag nagbe-BP yung nanay. Okay, yan yung dahilan kung bakit pag nagbe-BP yung nanay or bini-BP mo yung nanay, I should say, may naririnig kang parang mga existing na sound na hindi naman sa systolic or diastolic. And that is what we call the splitting third sound. That is why it's very difficult for us to get the BP of the mother. And when you say there is an increase in pulse rate here, diba sabi nila sa my neck daw ng buntis, dun mo daw siya makakita kung buntis siya. So there's a pulse rate that increases about 10 to 15 BPM. And this one is one of the most particular sign that the woman is pregnant. Again, this is due to the increase in plasma of 50 to 75%. And there is also the possibility of supine hypotensive syndrome, so we have to change the position of the mother. The gastrointestinal system, of course, you will have your morning sickness. Okay, what is nausea and vomiting? It is what you call as your morning sickness. So, pag sinabi natin morning sickness, it is only good for 3 months. Okay, it is only good for 3 months again. So, if pag sinabi natin morning sickness, okay, it is only good for 3 months. And there is what we call also decreased GIT motility. Decreased GIT motility. Pag sinabi natin decreased GIT motility, this is mainly because of progesterone. This is mainly because of progesterone. Again, this is mainly because of progesterone. This is what we call as your decreased GIT motility. Okay? So si progesterone kasi nag-i-stay sa body for the purposes of prevention of the prevention of abortion and preterm labor. But then again, it is more of again decreasing GIT motility that could possibly cause constipation. And if there is constipation, the woman might suffer from hemorrhoids. So hemorrhoids, it's not because of cili or chili, but it's because of your decreased GIT motility that will lead to constipation because of the hormone progesterone. And pyrosis, this is what you call as your heartburn. Okay, this is what we call as your heartburn. Okay, this is one is parang sa normal na buhay, it's GERD, okay, the gastroesophageal reflux disease na parang may gumaganon-ganon doon sa, parang bumabalik-balik na acid doon lalamunan ng buntis aside from the fact na naiipit talaga yung tiyan niya. And there is what you call as slowed bile movement from the gallbladder, okay? Slowed bile movement from the gallbladder. Pag sinabi natin may slowed bile movement from the gallbladder, okay, pag sinabi natin may slowed bile movement from the gallbladder, yun din ang dahilan kung bakit yung mga fats na kinakain natin, hindi rin siya nadadigest. That adds to the burden now of your cirrhosis or your heartburn. Okay, you also have your thialism, laway ng laway. This is mostly na sinasabi ng mga nanay is, gusto ko ng mangga, naglalaway ako. But it's normal. Thialism could be due to estrogen. Okay? Pica or pica, it is commonly known as paglilihi in Tagalog or in the Filipino culture. But then again, the science have proven that pica or pica is because of severe iron deficiency. Usually, you could see a mother na nangingit-ngit ng clothes, ganyan. Pag nangingit-ngit siya ng clothes, kumakain siya ng mga hindi nakakain. Like, for example, clay, chalk, mga ganyan. Okay? Wag mong sabihin na nababaliw siya. It is just that the mother is suffering from iron deficiency. Okay? Suffering from iron deficiency. And um, the iron deficiency here, ang gagawin lang dito, i-refer lang natin sila so that the OB-gynecologist would, of course, increase the iron intake of the mother. Okay. Next is we have hemorrhoids. Again, the decreased GIT motility. Decreased GIT motility could be due to that could be leading to hemorrhoids. So it is one of the burden of being pregnant aside from the constipation. The gravid uterus, the pressure of the gravid uterus into your anal area could be also one that aggravates hemorrhoids or the reason of hemorrhoids. And we have here the respiratory system. What will happen here? Elevated estrogen level and displacement of the diaphragm because of the um, increasing size of the uterus, and there is also increased oxygen requirement. So we would see the mother na magkakaroon siya ng respiratory alkalosis, okay, or hyperventilation. Okay. Integumentary system, melasma, we call it as your coalasma. Okay. You have to listen to me, so I will not be writing it down. So you have to listen really. Tawag natin dyan is coalasma. Okay, melasma or coalasma is the ano na to, is the mask of pregnancy. Okay, siya yung mask ng pregnancy. Pero yung melasma, magngingiti talaga dito. Pero we should not be mistaken, we should not be having a mistake on referring to the signs and symptoms of systemic lupus erythematosus, because melasma or coalasma will just be with us during pregnancy, and if it prolongs after even pregnancy, and we could have the mother to be checked for the possibility that the mother will is having systemic lupus erythematosus, provided that the mother is suffering from other signs and symptoms. We also have what we call as the linya nigra. So pag sinabi natin linya nigra, pag sinabi natin linya nigra, parang may linya sa tiyan. So yung line na yan, okay, actually is one of the indications that the mother is pregnant. And there is also a darker areola. Okay, darker areola. Lahat ng buntis, okay, hindi tayo makakapag-exit doon sa darker areola. Okay? Sometimes that is irreversible. Palmar erythema, magre-red talaga yung kamay mo eh. Magre-red yung kamay mo. It's because of the perfusion coming from the increased blood volume. And the vascular spider nevi, marami kang makikita parang mga rayo-rayo na maliliit sa paa. And this is because of the pressure of the gravid uterus into your lower extremities. That is why the mother is also encouraged to at least be moving, okay? And the activation of the sweat glands, okay, the activation of the sweat glands here, okay, is what we call as hyperhidrosis, okay? It is what we call as your hyperhidrosis. Ano daw ang tawag doon? We call it as your hyperhidrosis, okay? We call it as your hyperhidrosis, okay? We call, again, anong tawag daw natin doon? We call it as your hyperhidrosis, okay? Your hyperhidrosis. So again, this hyperhidrosis is not related to any medical problem, but this is activation of the sweat glands related to pregnancy. That is why mothers are advised to wear comfortable clothes so they will not be feeling hot. Okay. We have here the stray gravidarum. Okay, the stray gravidarum here are the streaks that you will be seeing in the womb of the mother. Parang it is a secondary to, of course, dun sa paghatak, right? Mahahatak kasi yung tiyan mo. Okay? And then, pero may mga babae na wala talagang ano, na yung paghahatak ng tiyan nila maganda, okay, na hindi very sensitive yung ano nila, anong tawag doon, very elastic yung skin nila, hindi sila nagkakaroon ng stray gravidarum. But for the endocrine system, of course, since pregnancy is a hormonal thing, and then there is a possibility that the thyroid gland will enlarge, and there is also elevated glucocorticoid levels. Okay, elevated glucocorticoid levels. So we have to be very careful that the mother is not also suffering from any thyroid gland problem. Enlargement of the parathyroid is one. We have here posterior pituitary gland secrete increasing amounts of oxytocin and prolactin as pregnancy nears term. And we have the musculoskeletal system. The presence of hormone relaxin softens the joints and the ligaments. Okay, the presence of hormone relaxin, okay, softens the joints and ligaments. And if we this is the reason why we don't allow the mother to wear high heels, okay? To wear high heels during pregnancy kasi they might fall, okay? Leg cramps, okay, because of the pressure of the gravid uterus, and lordosis is the pride of pregnancy, okay? We could not see a mother na straight lang yung pagtayo niya. So, lordosis is the pride of pregnancy. Again, lordosis is the pride of pregnancy. And we have here a pelvic girdle pain, and the pelvic girdle pain, okay, the pelvic girdle pain is because of the pressure of the gravid uterus. And then there is also what we call as calcium requirement. There is increased calcium requirement. The increased calcium requirement here might be because of the developing baby. So the mother is advised to seek for consultation to an obstetrician regarding the intake of calcium. The low back ache is because of the gravid uterus, the pressure of the gravid uterus. With regards to urinary frequency, please take note that we have 3 trimesters. During the first trimester, there is urinary frequency because of the pressure of the gravid uterus into the bladder. Ano daw? In the first trimester, meron tayong urinary frequency because of the pressure of the gravid uterus into the bladder. And then for the second trimester, there is no urinary frequency. There is no urinary frequency. So, pag walang urinary frequency, dahil yung uterus becomes an abdominal organ, because the uterus becomes an abdominal organ. And then we also have here the third trimester. In the third trimester, okay, in the third trimester, tandaan natin that there is also urinary frequency. There is also urinary frequency in the third trimester. Bakit meron tayo ulit urinary frequency in the third trimester? Because of the pressure of the gravid uterus into the bladder. Because of the pressure of the gravid uterus into the bladder. Then another is we have lactosuria. Okay, lactosuria is the presence of lactose in your urine, and this is highly related to the preparation of the human body for lactation purposes during pregnancy. Ayan. Nocturia, that is taken na to, and then the increased glomerular filtration rate, ano daw, the increased glomerular filtration rate will be the reason for the increased urination of the mother. With regards to psychological emotional adaptations of pregnancy, of course, acceptance of pregnancy is the most difficult ones for those who are ano na to, ito yung mga sinasabi natin na mga ano, na mga adolescent. Yung mga adolescent, they tend to have denial. Okay, they have to have denial. They are denying that they are pregnant. Okay, because they could not accept the fact na pregnant sila. Okay, na pregnant sila. So pag sinasabi natin that they could not accept the fact that they are pregnant, okay, so that is what we call as denial of pregnancy. Pero pag ikaw ay adult ka, nabuntis ka, like for example, you're married, you are in a relationship, okay? You're married, you're in a relationship, nagkakaroon ka ng ambivalence, okay? Pag sinabi natin ambivalence, you are half-hearted, you are happy that you are pregnant, but you are also sad because of maybe the responsibilities that you will now have with your baby, but or pwede rin kasi na because of the changes that happens in pregnancy. Ayan, ambivalence pag adult, denial pag nasa boarding school, denial yan pag adolescent. And the acceptance of the fetus as a separate individual entails now the the movement that you feel during pregnancy, nare-realize mo na meron ka ng anak, and you're trying to fantasize about the child's sex and appearance, if kamukha mo siya o hindi. And then, of course, you have given the fetus an identity. You are very narcissistic, you're gaining attention, and you're being introvert. You want everyone to protect you. You have here introspective thoughts. Minsan ini-evaluate mo na yung marriage nyo if ano na 'to, yung ibig sabihin nun, iniisip mo na if what will happen to you, what will be the changes, saan kayo ihiga, yung bata ba sa gitna ninyo, mga ganyan. Career and in-laws, of course, there are changes in your career, how would you adjust to the Philippines kasi we have 3 months for both SD and CES na maternity leave. So, yung 120 days na yun, it is for you to realize kung ano na gagawin mo sa career mo na may anak ka na, how do you adjust, okay, whether you like it or not, magbabahay ka kasi mag-a-adjust ka talaga. And of course, your in-laws, and this is the most comfortable stage, okay? Ayan, so we have number 3, acceptance of motherhood. And acceptance of motherhood is, I am going to be a mother, okay? I am going to be a mother. So dito, tinatanggap niya na yung pagiging nanay niya, okay? Tinatanggap niya na yung pagiging nanay niya. At naiintindihan niya na kung um, ano yung mga responsibilities niya, magpaplano na siya. Actually dito, magkakaroon na siya ng nesting behavior. So what is it? Nesting behavior. Nesting behavior, nesting, nesting behavior. This nesting behavior will now prompt the mother to buy yung mga crib, yung mga lahat ng pangangailangan ng bata, nagpre-prepare na siya. That is what we call as nesting behavior. So pag nakikita natin yung nanay, hindi yan nesting, hindi yung juice. Okay, nesting behavior. That is your nesting. Okay, nesting. So that is your nesting behavior. So dito nagkakaroon na siya ng fear, anxiety, dreams about labor pain, mutilation, and even death. So, ito yung mga nararamdaman na ng nanay, okay? Na parang kinakabahan na rin siya of what will happen to her during labor, okay? So, yun yung sinasabi ko, nesting behavior. Ayan. The psychological tasks of pregnancy, we have, of course, acceptance of pregnancy as reality and incorporation of the fetus into the body image. This is actually coming from the 2024 books. Medyo madrama talaga siya. That you really have to accept that the reality na meron ka ng anak. Okay? And then preparation for physical separation from the fetus kasi hindi ka naman, parang maninibago kasi pag nakalabas na siya sa tiyan mo, karga-karga mo na lang siya, and most of the time, di mo na siya makakarga. Pag nag-work ka na, attainment of the maternal role, yan, and you will be contemplating on how to be a mother, what should be done by a mother. And then you have the role of the nurse here. Number 1, encourage verbalization of feelings. Okay, encourage verbalization of feelings. So when we say encourage verbalization of feelings, makikita mo dito na kailangan marinig mo from her what are the thoughts, what are her thoughts of pregnancy or childbearing, para malaman natin if there are things that we have to adjust. And you have to validate the normalcy of women's feelings. Kailangan maramdaman nila that this is a normal feeling, that everyone gets pregnant. Na nabubuntis or nagkakaroon ng anak is at least they are going through almost the same process, and improve the level of maternal comfort. Improve the level of maternal comfort. So, ibig sabihin, kailangan talaga very comfortable yung nanay. Recommend attendance in prenatal classes in the third trimester. So, you have to recommend the attendance in prenatal classes in the third trimester so that they would understand what particular task should they be doing. Ayan yung mga mararamdaman ng buntis. Talagang medyo nakakaloka talaga, guys, literally. So emotional responses that could cause concern in pregnancy and feeling of grief, because there is a part of you that you will be losing actually. The independence that you have in you, na parang mawawala yun kasi parang hindi ka na magiging self-focused din. Mawawala yung pagka-self-focus mo, I should say. Kasi sometimes and most of the time, you will now be focusing to your child, and you are narcissistic because you are pregnant and you want to be protected, and sometimes you're introvert, okay, you want to be alone, or sometimes you wanted to be with other people, And then the body image and boundary, yun yung parang hinahawak-hawakan mo yung tiyan mo pag may mga nakakasalubong ka or parang pakiramdam mo may masasagi ka. So that is what we call the body image and boundary. And of course, stress na yan, depression because of the changes in pregnancy that are sometimes inevitable because of hormones. And COVID syndrome, ito naman yung parang naglilihing lalaki. Actually, the COVID syndrome is not really naglilihing lalaki. Pero ang COVID syndrome kasi guys, ano siya eh, parang mararamdaman ng lalaki na para siyang naglilihi 'pag lagi siyang nakikita or lagi niyang nakikita yung asawa niya na naglilihi, okey? Lagi niyang nakikita yung asawa niya na naglilihi. Kung lagi niyang nakikita yung asawa niyang, naglilihi, parang pakiramdam niya ano na 'to, parang pakiramdam niya gusto rin niya yung kakainin niya. So, according to Pilitarian flag, ang puwede mo lang maging management sa COVID syndrome is 'pag ikaw yung buntis, hindi mo ipapakita sa asawa mo na naglilihi ka. So, they will not be, mimicking your behavior. Emotional lability, oh, yeah, they are sometimes very, emotional and sometimes they are very happy. And changes in sexual desire, dito yung first try ayaw niya kasi siyempre baka mawala yung bata, okey? Yung second try medyo gusto na niya kasi siyempre nakapag-adjust na siya in the changes in pregnancy at medyo matagal-tagal na rin. And then we have the third trimester, ayaw niya ulit because she is, concerned about the possible effect of coitus or sex to the baby. Changes in the expected family, ito yung malaking change guys kasi siyempre you have to, parang parang mag-a-adjust yung buong bahay, yung dating may pusa, may aso, hindi na ngayon puwede. Like for example, yung nagyoyosi sa loob ng or sa terrace ninyo, hindi na puwede kasi may bata na. So, kailangan talagang mabago lahat. The 7 dimensions of maternal development, acceptance of pregnancy is number 1, then motivation and preparation for motherhood. Relationship with the husband and partner, talagang magbabago po 'yan. So, yung parang ang laki ng i-a-adjust niyo dito. Relationship with her own mother kasi siyempre magiging mas close ka sa nanay mo because you will be asking some of the things they have done when they were pregnant with you and, preparation of labor or how difficult it will be or what will happen if they will undergo cesarean section. And then sense of control in labor, 'yan, isa din 'yan. And self-esteem and well-being in labor, yung kakayahan mo. Sometimes you're questioning, kaya ko kaya or kakayanin ko kaya yun. So those are the 7 dimensions. The signs and symptoms of pregnancy, pag sinabi natin presumptive, you're assuming that you're pregnant. Actually, this happens with women who literally are dying to be pregnant, yung mga may subfertility problems, may it be primary or secondary subfertility. So dito, bakit yung lumalaki yung suso? Ah, bakit yung lumalaki yung suso ma'am, hindi pa siya buntis? Kasi hindi, may mga tao talaga na lumalaki yung suso nila. Malay niyo naman nag-o-ovulate lang sila or baka may mga ibang conditions, okey? Pero hindi lahat ng lumalaki ng suso ay buntis. But if you are really pregnant in 2 weeks time, lalaki yung suso mo. Nausea and vomiting, hindi lahat ng nagsusuka at nahihilo, okey? Actually yung hilo, the nausea in pregnancy is because of glucose depletion. What is it again? It is because of glucose depletion. Bakit nawawala yung glucose ng nanay? Glucose depletion of the mother because the glucose is being used by the baby for his or her brain development. It is being used by the baby for his or her brain development. So that is your nausea. For vomiting, it is related to HCG or the presence of human chorionic gonadotropin as what I've mentioned in the last video that we had, okay? So hindi lahat ng nagkakaroon ng nausea and vomiting ay buntis, but if you are pregnant, probably in 2 weeks time magkakaroon ka na niyan. Frequent urination, okay, so when we say the frequent urination, yun yung sinasabi ko sa inyo na hindi naman lahat talaga ng nagkakaroon ng frequent urination ay buntis. Probably or possibly, ano siya, dahil yan may ibang rason, may mga problems, puwedeng may mga UTI, mga gano'n, may mga problema na iba. So, hindi lahat ng nagkakaroon ng frequency of urination ay, buntis, okay, hindi lahat. Okay, so we have also this another one, frequent fatigue. Okay, so fatigue is napapagod ka. Okay, uh, hindi po lahat ng napapagod, okay? Hindi po lahat ng napapagod ay buntis, malay mo may TB talaga. Okay. Okay. Ayan. So, we have here uterine enlargement. So, the uterine enlargement, um, hindi lahat ng lumalaki ng puson ay buntis. Okay? Hindi lahat ng lumalaki ng puson ay buntis. Baka mamaya may mga tumor tayo dito. But if you are pregnant, saka lang natin mahahalata talaga na buntis ang tao if at 12 weeks gestation na. Okay? For quickening, okay? For quickening yan, pag may gumalaw sa tiyan mo, buntis na ba ako? Malay mo, 'di ba? Malay mo iba yan, Diyos, okay? Malay mo lumaking Ascaris lumbricoides lang, hindi, okay? So we have here, ayan, nag-take kasi ako ng pampakalma guys. Sobrang kalma ko, hindi na ako mabilis magsalita. Okay? Grabeng pampakalma yun. Actually, it's ano na 'to, tini-take ko lang siya 'pag malapit akong magregla at para hindi ako magkaroon ng PMS or PMDD, okey? Triny ko lang kanina pero sobrang kalma ko hindi na ako nagagalit and nabo-boring na ako, okey? Ayan, so we have here the quickening 'pag may gumalaw diyan hindi ibig sabihin na buntis ka, okey? Probably, there might be a peristaltic movement of your intestines and probably 'pag buntis ka, 18 weeks, okey? Linya Negra, eto 'pag sinabi nating Linya Negra, ayun yung sinasabi ko na hindi lahat ng may ako kasi Arabo ako, so kahit hindi ako buntis meron akong Linya Negra, pero hindi lahat ng may Linya Negra diyan is buntis, but probably your Linya Negra will be, parang halatang-halata na siya, okey, on the 24th week of pregnancy 'pag may pagbuntis ka. For melasma, hindi lahat ng may pangkukulay nito malay mo nasobrahan lang doon sa rejuvenating na 250 na binili mo, just lang, okey? Yung melasma kasi dito guys, okay, very important na malaman natin na yung melasma is only evident at 24th week. So, yung weight increase, hindi lang naman lahat ng ano, ng buntis yung iba nga buntis pero ibang payat-payat nilang tingnan. Ta's mamaya parang ano na lang, uusbong na lang yung tiyan nila. So, ibig sabihin ng presumptive signs guys are you are assuming that the patient is pregnant. Okay, but for example, these signs are occurring during pregnancy. 2 weeks na nandito sa tabi niya. Okay, yun yung mga possible weeks in pregnancy na meron talaga sila. Okay? And the straight gravidarum, of course, okay, hindi naman lahat talaga na nagkakaroon ng stretch marks sa buntis. But if you're pregnant, yung 24th week, malaki na yung tiyan mo. So, usually you will have the straight gravidarum. And amenorrhea, wag mong sabihin na 'pag di ka na nagregla magbubuntis ka na, hindi. Approximately 'pag buntis ka 2 weeks na mawawalan ka ng mens. Kasi amenorrhea, as we have discussed, it could be due to other reasons like for example, excessive exercise, change in your diet. Another, we have the probable signs, baka naman, parang huwag niyo nang isipin yung ibang meaning nung baka naman, okay? So, baka naman buntis siya. So, the positive HCG in the serum as evidenced by blood checks, okay? Hindi talaga siya definitive sign of pregnancy because the positive HCG could be an ectopic pregnancy or a pregnancy outside the uterus. Ectopic pregnancy or a pregnancy outside the uterus, or it could be a sign of a human or what you call as your H mode or hydatidiform mode, and those are not pregnancy, okay? They are considered gravida, but they are not a normal pregnancy. So the positive HCG in the urine and in the blood is not a sign that you are pregnant. Pero pag pregnant ka talaga, by 1 week, meron na yan. Pag lumaki na yung suso mo, ganyan, uy, kinabahan ka, okay? Lumaki na yung suso mo, tapos hindi ka na niregla, and then you will have your ano dito, possibility na buntis ka na. Then we have Chadwick's sign. Okay, Chadwick's sign. You have your Goodall's sign and your Hicker's sign. Yung sinabi ko sa inyo kanina na discoloration. Okay, you have the discoloration. And of course, the nagiging mas smooth, parang smooth, hindi smooth eh, parang mas nagiging mas ano na 'to, tawag doon, teka lang, I'm just trying to remember it. Basta the change in its consistency na mas naging soft, okay? Mas nagiging soft yung Chadwick's is the vagina, Goodall's is the cervix, and Hicker's is the isthmus of the uterus. And then you have the sonographic evidence of gestational sac. So makikita mo dito na meron ka ng gestational sac, but sometimes 'pag pregnant ka makikita mo lang yan 6 weeks, pero hindi kasi lahat. Bakit probable lang siya, you're not 100% pregnant of a normal pregnancy because the gestational sac could be empty. It could be what we call as blighted ovum, and blighted ovum is sometimes um, parang mas probable siya pag yung asawa mo ay may problema sa vas deferens. Okay. Ballotment is the movement of the fetus once you hold the the tummy of the mother. Pero hindi lahat ng gumagalaw dyan, bata-bata yung di ba, utot lang hindi mo mailabas. Okay, pero ang ballotment, mangyayari yan pag pregnant ka pag 16 weeks. Braxton Hicks, pag sinabi natin Braxton Hicks, these are practiced contractions. So, ano daw ulit? Braxton Hicks are practiced contractions. Okay, practiced contractions. So, this could possibly happen in 20 weeks or 5 months of pregnancy. Bakit pag nagko-contract yung uterus ko, baka naman kasi, hindi, yung dysmenorrhea before ka magregla, para na rin siyang contraction eh. So, having Braxton Hicks could not be a sign of a parang pregnancy, okay? So, if your fetal outline felt by the examiner, so fetal outline felt by the examiner is probably 20 weeks, okay? It is probably 20 weeks. So, pag sinabi natin 20 weeks, okay? Pag sinabi natin 20 weeks, mararamdaman mo. Okay. So, another is positive signs. Okay? Sonographic evidence of fetal outline by 8 weeks. So, sonographic evidence of fetal outline at 8 weeks. Talagang may bata na, okay? May bata na dito. Pag may bata na dito, wala na tayong denial na pregnant. Actually, this is evident at 8 weeks, and thus we have fetal heart audible. May naririnig ka ng fetal heart rate eh. So, may puso na. So, ibig sabihin may bata na talaga dyan. So, this is possibly done by a Doppler at 10 to 12 weeks, and fetal movement felt by the examiner. The examiner here is, yung isa kasi, yung probable outline lang, yung na-feel ng examiner. Pero dito movement talaga, may gumalaw na bata. The examiner could be the nurse or the OB-gynecologist. Ayan. So, those are the lessons for the week 5, and you should be very ready for your prelim examination. See you in the next video. Thank you so much and good evening. Again, don't forget that you are here to top the board exam, and when you want to top the board exam, you really have to work for it. Okay, there is no shortcut in this life. Okay, the only person who will sit in that chair during the board exam is you. So, uh, please be reminded that what you do now is a reflection of the future that you could have. Okay, so you don't take things for granted. We are giving you these free videos for you to be able to have this learning anywhere na kung nasaan kayo na gusto nyong panuorin siya. So, I am very willing to discuss everything little by little so that you will be given an ample time then for to review. Again, you are here to top the board exam. You have to tell yourself every day you have to top the board exam. There is no choice. Okay, thank you so much for listening. Good day.